critical arts.
First off, shout out to the YouTuber. I'm just talking over this video. I needed a cool Nintendo video to go over. While I talk about this topic in the background, and I say Nintendo, but just all around. So this is something I just want to talk about. You know, there's a lot of I can't say a lot of because it's like my YouTube feed, right? My YouTube feed, my phone feed, my Instagram feed, my X feed, all that. But it just seems like there's a lot of people complaining about things in the gaming industry a lot, especially when it comes down to content in video games. All right, so like Arc Raiders, right? The game has only been out for about 4 months now, and there's people talking about, oh, there's not enough content, there's not enough to do, it's not enough, yada yada yada. It's not going to be enough to do if you sit and play the game all the time. Never. There's no company on the face of this planet that can pump out enough content for you to sit there and play that game. If you're sitting there playing that game every single day, every day, there's not enough content in the world to pump into that game to keep you that interested in it. Okay. So it's kind of like video games aren't meant for you to sit and just play one game. Okay, like there is a bunch of different games out there for you to play. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a lot of them that offer social experiences or have the same type of what is it? They're not as good as the game you possibly are currently playing. That makes you want to keep playing that particular game. You might not get that feeling within another game, but to complain about that one game not having enough for you is, yeah. Okay, so like, I remember what I used to do is I would have different genres that I would play, right? And normally every year there was the same type of genres that would come out, not by the same companies, but the same genres that would come out. And I would just buy all of them, and then that was my whole game setup for the whole year. So I would buy an action adventure game. Okay, then I would buy an RPG. I would buy a racing game, and then I had my fighting game. Okay, those four genres always had. That way, if I needed a quick fix, I'll play my fighting game. If I wanted a cool adventure that was going to end really quickly, it would be my adventure. If I wanted something that's going to last a long time, give me some good story, I can sit and eat some popcorn while I'm looking at some movie scenes, it was my RPG. Then when I want to get away from all that and just have some hi-fi, loud noise in my boom box, my subwoofer, it was my racing game. Okay, and then it had story too, right? Which quote unquote probably kind of killed those games off, having too much story or focusing on that, but maybe not, because I love Need for Speed the Run. But anyway, my point is that I had a certain amount of type of games that I would play, and so therefore it wasn't I was just stuck on one and destroyed it and complained about it and didn't want it more. No, so just go play some different games. That's it. Play some different stuff. I'm seeing stuff right now in this video that I never even seen existed. Play some different stuff. Okay, get into some different games. Do not just sit and play one game, even if it is that good. And I'll tell you what, one thing about it, if the game is that good, you're not going to have nothing to really complain about it. Arc Raiders is a good example. Arc Raiders has made it to my top 5 list of all games of all time. I've spent more time into that game than I have in any other game in my entire life, including some of my favorite games: Returnal, Zone of Enders, Ridge Racer. I think this Arc Raiders has topped the charts. So I have nothing to complain about the game. I recognize that I'm running out of content because that's the only game that I'm playing. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just simply wait until they crank out updates and do something new with it, and I'm talking about major updates. They always updating, but like a major update. Okay, those might not come until every 6 or 7 months or whatever. And I got a 10-year plan, which the 10-year plan thing I have a lot to say about because I just can't see myself consistently playing no game for no 10 years. And I definitely don't want to come back 8 years later and there's content that I was used to having gone. Okay, so I don't know how they're going to do that. And I kind of hate it when companies say that. Like, I don't know, man. I know they have their ways and stuff, and Embark seems to have a good way of updating stuff. I'm not a fan of the finals, so I can't speak on it. Me not being a fan, I'm not saying that it's not good, but I'm just not a fan of it. There's a lot of those type of games that are around, and it's just too many for me to get into. I mean, there's a ton of those type of games, but the finals is fun. I'm not taking that away from it. The time I have spent with it, it is fun. It's definitely worth, if people's continuously playing it and they got a bunch of content, especially for something like me coming in late into the game, yo. And that's another thing too. If you know a game that's pretty interesting and you know it's a live service game and it's doing pretty well, just wait to come to it. By the time you get into it, there's going to be so much content you're not going to be able to keep up. That's what's happened to me with Final Fantasy Online. I haven't picked up Final Fantasy Online again yet because I have a library of games that I want to beat first, and I'm really going to try to do that this year. Is destroy my library because I have a pretty big one. Just games that I want to just complete. The new stuff keep coming out though. But anyway, by the time I get back to Final Fantasy Online, it's going to be so much for me to do. Like, I probably got, that game been out. Man, I'm probably looking at a couple, $3,000, 3,000 hours worth of content into that game. And I'm going to be playing it because it's a monthly subscription, which is whack at this point. But, everybody got to get paid. So, yeah, man, let's stop all this complaining about lack of content and lack of this and lack of that. Man, just go play something else. Nobody told you to sit and play that game consistently just because it's getting you followers and stuff on YouTube. And no, I'm not hating on anybody making a career out of any game that they play. But it's just quit with the complaining. Quit with the complaining and stuff. Is that a Zelda remake I'm looking at? I know that ain't official. But, yeah, man. Go play some other stuff. Play some new stuff, man. There's thousands of other different games out there, dude. Fighting game players, oh my, character this, character that, new fighting game. Man, I'm tired. It's been da-da-da. It's part 3, it's part 2 need to come out. Yo, man. Do you know how many fighting games there is out there? There's a lot of good fighting games that these games that we play have been inspired by. We just have no idea about them. So yeah, that's just my rant. This is a video I want to make, man. Go play some different stuff, man. Developers, the people who make this stuff, especially quality stuff, they have lives, dude. They're people like me and you that love video games too. A lot of for the most part, especially if it's a good game, they're not just making the game just because it's the paycheck. They actually care about the stuff that they're making. So, I mean, sometimes that content is going to take longer, But I don't know. You got AI out there. You got all kind of different things that can do stuff. So, anyway, just go play some different games, man. That's all I got to say.